sign of surrender, glory be unto God. We reminded of just being out in the streets because we have not been saved our whole life. Come on, somebody. And a lot of times, if you were the suspect or the perpetrator that the police was looking for, amen, when they ran across you, the first thing they asked you to do was to put your hands up. This is because they want to know that you don't pose a threat. Amen. I have no weapons or anything that I can possibly harm you with. So they'll say, let me see your hands. Tell somebody, say, put your hands up. Put your hands up. To put your hands up is also an appeal to God for help or enablement. Father, I stretch my hand to thee. No other help do I know. Glory be unto God. For help or enablement. I might not have all the answers, but I know I serve a God that sits high and searches low and knows the hearts and the thoughts of men. Come on, God. Put your hands up. Yada is a Hebrew verb meaning the extended hand to throw your hands out to the Lord. Todah, the Hebrew word is to give worship by the extension of your hand in adoration or in agreement of what God has already done. I am in agreement with the crucifixion and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So I stretch my hands to God in agreement for what has already taken place. Come on. Yeah. God is calling, watch this, for some soldiers. Yeah. He's not looking for fickle folk. Oh, this gonna bless you. That's gonna run, amen. Every time it gets a little hot, amen. Every time that you hear a little rumor, glory be unto God. But God is calling for some folks that when the tough get going and the going get tough, I'm gonna stand right there on the front line. Put your hands up and a sign that I'm a soldier in the army of the Lord. Put your hands up. Because God has already, all veterans unto honor, have already given you the victory. I know sometimes it may not look like it, but God brought me by to tell you that He, glory be unto God, that God is with you. Romans 15, 1 through 3. Romans 15, 1 to 3. Go ahead and read that if you have any mentions.
Romans 15, 1 through 3. We then, who are strong, ought to bear with the scruples of the weak, and not to please ourselves. Let each of us please his neighbor for his good, leading to edification. For even Christ did not please himself. But as it is written, the reproaches of those who reproached you fell on me.
What are we talking about here? You know, as God begins to add on to the church, glory be unto God, there's going to be someone, amen, that continue, amen, to go through what we call wilderness experience. Glory be unto God. How many of you know that the stronger have a need for the weaker members? What are we talking about? We're talking about many times, amen, we become too self-righteous. God has granted you a little bit of grace, amen. And yeah, He